guys. Okay, this week I have again an activity for kindergarten and another one for first grade. Excuse me. So we're gonna talk about pattern, we're gonna talk about a little bit about collage and color. Then you at home, you can check the ticks. We're gonna check those at school. Kindergarten are gonna paint this little picture with flowers. Meanwhile, first grade, you guys gonna do a little bit more detailed and more. We're gonna create a little bit more. Now, kindergarten, we're gonna use a paper in a portrait position, while first grade, we're gonna use a paper in a diagonal position or in a landscape position. Now, if you're at home, if you have a time, you can read this book. Mouses versus Spring. It's gonna be for kindergarten, and the Think About Spring is gonna be for first grade. Although you can click any of those, it's okay. Now this is how the first grade work should look. This is, I'm sorry, that's for this is for first grade, and the other one is for materials I'm gonna need for kindergarten is going to be paper in a landscape position, or I'm sorry, in a portrait position. Oh my goodness. And the landscape position is going to be the horizontal position. Landscape position, we're going to use a little plate for our paint, and we're going to paint our sky with cool colors, like a light blue. I'm going to use a dark blue. Now, if you don't have two different kind of blues, you can use a black to make a color a little bit darker. Also, if you don't have tempera paint, if you don't have tempera paint or acrylic paint, what you can do is you can use your watercolors. It still works the same. Now, I think it's going to stuck. Now, we can do this with the paintbrush, or we can do it with the sponge. I like to do it with paintbrush because I don't know, I like paintbrushes. You're gonna need water, you're gonna need a rag, and we're just gonna start painting our paper. We're gonna paint the whole paper. It doesn't matter how you paint, you can mix the colors, clean the paintbrush before I go to the next color, let's say the white. So I'm gonna check how I try to make my color a little bit lighter. Now this way of modifying, changing your color is called value. Now voy a decir un poquito en español. Esta manera de cambiar un color a más claro, de más claro a más oscuro, se llama valor del color. Recuerda de lavar tu pincel siempre que vas a usar un color diferente. Para que no tengas problema, en especial con el color blanco, que se ensucia súper fácil. Es como cuando tú tienes una blusa blanca y tomas chocolate y se te cae, bueno, algo así. Now make sure you dry your paintbrush completely before you put on the paper, because sometimes the paper is a little bit too thin for paint. Now at school, doesn't matter if we make a mess in the desk, we're gonna clean later, we're gonna wash our hands. Okay, we always do, no big deal about that. And then we do our sky complete. The next step is going to be to bake the flowers. So I'm gonna need yellow paper, white and green paper. El próximo paso que vamos a usar es hacer la flor. Before we begin, guys, we're gonna learn a little bit about science, so about the parts of a flower. Vamos a aprender las partes de una flor. Now we have the petals. These little things, they look like a heart, the petals, o pétalos en español. The middle part son las semillas. Las semillas de las futuras florcitas están en el medio. Then we have a stem. En español sería el tronquito de la flor. Y las hojas, and leaf. Then we have a roots, but we don't gonna do the roots. Mostly we're gonna make a ground or something. So, but when we are working, when we are doing our flowers, I want you to remember these words: flower, petal, seeds, leaf, and stem. Okay, first thing I'm gonna use a white paper for the petals. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna make a different organic shapes of petals. They look almost like a cloud. Oops. And then after that, I'm gonna cut them, and we are going to glue it in the paper we painted before with white and blue. And then we're gonna make a circle, as you can see, super easy, for the seeds. Now, we can do circles like that, and also I was thinking about do some different, like a little balls of paper. It's gonna look a little bit cute that way. Then we're gonna try to do the stem. Like that. We're not gonna make it straight because there is not such a thing called straight in nature. And then also we're gonna do the leaves. Try not to waste too much paper like I'm doing right now. Different size of leaves. And then we're gonna cut all of this and we're gonna glue it in our paper. I'm finished cutting my flowers. What you're gonna do now, the lighter part of your paper is gonna be the sky, and a little bit lower is gonna be your ground. Now, something I forgot to do is we are going to cut the paper for the bottom part. Now, this area is just gonna be the same length. As cool, I can help you with this. You can cut one big piece like that, or you just can cut different pieces to make it in an irregular way. Then you're gonna glue just to look like this is the ground of your little garden. And then we're gonna start making our little flowers. We're gonna put the stems this way, and then we are going to add our petals. If it looks like that paper, don't worry, because if you want, you can cut it later on, or you can leave it just like that. So it's gonna look something like that. But before I do anything, I'm gonna add the little details with oil pastel. Here I am, I already glued my stems and my leaves. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use oil pastels. You can use crayons at home. Also, you can use markers if you want, or your color pencils. And you're gonna add the little details, because when we add more details, it looks better. It doesn't look that simple. So we're gonna add some little details, and trust me, the kids at school, they love to add details because it makes their work more interesting. Vamos a agregar pequeños detallitos de líneas y texturas para que nuestro trabajo se vea más bonito. Now, para las flores lo voy a hacer por separado. For the flowers, I'm going to make it separately. I was thinking just to use the light blue. Puedes usar crayones si no tienes estos oil pastels, para hacer solamente líneas. Y luego le pegamos el botón de las semillas. And then later on, we're going to glue the seeds. Okay, I'm already finished mine. So what I decided to do, I changed my mind. I decided to do the seeds of the flower with just little pieces of paper. And we're gonna use liquid glue as cool, or maybe just the glue stick, just to glue those things. They also are gonna take a little bit of time, and they're gonna dry out, and then we're gonna have a little bit of relief. So I didn't glue the flowers all the way, so it can show a little bit of volume. And that's our project for the week.